Hello and welcome to TLC time, which today is going to be a book review. I recently found myself traveling to Philadelphia for a gathering of professional coaches, and I took planes, trains, and automobiles and was able to read, particularly on the planes and the trains. And I had brought along with me this book, Good Vibes, Good Life by Vex King. And be sure that you can see that well. I'd heard about this book on a podcast a month or so earlier, and although it has sold over 1 million copies, I had never heard of it. So I had it and I brought it along and then found it fascinating that I was bringing it on a trip that I'm moving towards as I was traveling, a gathering that included, as one of the speakers, I was honored to be a speaker myself, and the top billed speaker, let's say, that was there was Dr. Martin Seligman, who's well known as the father of positive psychology. And that's what this book is all about. So while Dr. Seligman's work, which is extensive, books and books and more books, is about the science behind positivity, this book takes a look at some practices, and lots of practices. It's an inch thick and it's filled with practices such as making yourself a priority. And then after that, there must be 8 different ways to do that. Choosing real relationships, facing family, not trying to please everyone. Then there's accepting yourself. And so I really like the section about self-acceptance, self-love, as well as self-compassion, and how a couple of ways to cultivate that. Manifesting goals. So, doing some mind work for changing your beliefs and repeating affirmations. And that in that section is the power of words. And I really found this fascinating. I think most of you know I wrote a book on the words we choose, your guide to how and why words matter. So the power of words is important to me. I want to bring you to this section quickly. He cites a study in the 90s by Dr. Emoto. And it was a groundbreaking study that set out to prove that words have energy. And this Dr. Emoto had containers filled with water, and he had the certain containers were exposed to negative words such as fear and hate. And one that they said over and over was "you fool." So, that's some of that narrative that we might hear occasionally in our own internal narrative. And then others were exposed to very positive and uplifting words, including love and gratitude. And then he froze the containers. And when the containers were frozen, the ones with particularly the word love and gratitude, the ice crystals that formed were absolutely stunning. And on the other hand, the containers that were exposed to the negative words, actually says here, formed unappealing patterns with distorted shapes. Think about that. Think about that's all about the vibrations, right? And that words, the energy of words create positive or negative vibrations. And here's another thing to think about. Our bodies are made up of predominantly water. So that's one highlight in this book. There are many. I wanted to bring it to your attention in the event that it is your intention to further your own journey, your own pathway to transformation, your own leadership capabilities. Good vibes, good life. Vex King. Thanks for tuning in.